This executive summit is an example of many minds coming together. I would define this process as the engagement of others in a common purpose. Because we trust each other, we are willing, even anxious, to learn from each other.
You have to start with unity, and people need to feel valued. They need to feel like they're contributing, and they need to feel loved.
When diversity is in action, people feel included. And I tell everybody all the time, diversity and inclusion is great, but if you don't get to the belonging piece, you've missed the whole point. We want you to make sure that you are bringing diverse voices to the table and allowing those voices to speak.
The 2022 Chamber Champion Award is our good Mayor of Provo, Michelle Kafusi.
So Mayor Kafusi, congratulations for just an amazing amount of service that you do, for the great goodwill that you have in the community. On behalf of all of us, congratulations.
I honestly don't even feel worthy of this award because I tell people all the time it's nothing, I don't do anything special, but Phil, just almost undeserving of this. So thank you, everyone.
We need people who are willing to be builders rather than destroyers. It is so easy to destroy right now. It's our responsibility to do what we can to lift where we stand, to help inspire building.
This is a time to be innovative. It's a time to be youthful. It's a time to say yes to things that maybe you weren't saying yes to. I mean, it's easy to say no. It's actually, we get in a habit of it. The recipe for the success in the future is entrepreneurs are going to do amazing things if you get out of their way and give them a runway, right? If you try to put them in a box, like if someone would have told us on Canyon Road that we couldn't dream or we couldn't believe, then we probably wouldn't have been able to, but we never had to ask permission in Utah. We just did it. If you're doing anything big in life, you're going to have heat. If you don't want heat, just don't do anything.
We are here today to come together to build.
The environment makes all the difference in the world. Some leaders are not taking full advantage of creating the environment where people, even the some in, are reaching the full potential. It's always about environment. To me, it's always about leadership creating the right environment. Leaders develop their people so they don't need to be there and come and save the day all day, every day.
We have to be, I think, crystal clear as to what our most critical roles are that we're looking to hire. Prioritize leader time on those roles.
Most of the people we're hiring want a path. They want a path to growth. And if you don't create that path to growth, they're going to leave.
Fix a logical immigration program. There are thousands and thousands of good people that want jobs, and we need them.
Let's just get people back to work. There's too many people that have just taken their names out of the system.
I would get some leaders in place who were in it not for their own egos and who were just there for the benefit of the country.
And there are very few leaders that are really taking a definitive stance because you do have a low unemployment rate right now.
The next step is to make sure those diverse views are incorporated. And as leaders that we allow those dissenting views to happen and we incorporate those.
The best way to promote your belief in those things is just in your actions. Do we treat them all with the same respect? Do we give them the same opportunities to move forward?
So I'm of the belief that if you want things to change, you have to have everyone feel like they're a part of the change.
I love how Rye is all in because it shows up in the way that he plays. Shows up on who he is every day because it's easy to back off. It's easy to be afraid in the moment. It's easy to be like, I think I'm gonna get knocked down. And I promise you, he gets knocked down all the time. And I believe when we think about being all in, we are also faced with things where it was an imperfect path that was not a straight line, and it was full of all sorts of barriers that we had to overcome. We are all faced with those, and it requires us to have grit. A part of grit is this idea that when you have grit, you break barriers. You can open more doors than you can possibly imagine, I promise you, and it takes small, tiny efforts, like picking up the phone and making a phone call. Are you willing to be a disruptive force for good? I think disruption is one of the most powerful parts of how we change the world and how we commit to do things. At the end of the day, the thing that matters is what you did when you were fearful.
You know, we need to come together. Again, we have way too much divisiveness, too much contempt for different opinions. And if we take what we've heard today and incorporate in our lives, we will not only be better, be better people, we'll do better. So again, great to be with you. I'm a big believer. I'm all in for the Chamber of Commerce and for business.